But when you're yelling into a camera that this guy is, you're never going to be anything, you're not going to be the face because you use an interpreter, it sounds worse than the merit of what he's actually saying.
Stephen A. Smith, the latest to have to issue an apology through ESPN for comments made yesterday on First Take regarding Shohei Ohtani and his need of a translator, saying that he's not as marketable as what he could be if he spoke English. He said as much on First Take yesterday. He said you can't understand what he's saying, in short, and then issued this apology written. He did another one on video. Guys, here's the thing. It's how he said it. It's not that he said it, because he's not wrong. If he speaks English in the United States, he's going to receive more endorsements. He's going to be more marketable. But it's how he said it. You know, him saying on First Take, if we could understand what the hell he's saying, it would be better, is different than the tone in the written apology or what he had to say sitting down in front of his iPhone yesterday. Do you guys agree?
I agree. I also think that Stephen A. Smith is almost guilty of being too Stephen A. Smith with this. And what I mean by that is his everyday tone about things is shouting into a camera.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. So when you shout these things, it sounds racially insensitive, and I don't think the merit of what he was saying is that racially insensitive. It's not, it is a fact to say, I could use this with any country, that it is more of a benefit to be the face of a sport in the country if you speak the majority language of that country. You know, the way I just said it doesn't sound insensitive because it's just stating a fact. If he posed a question and wasn't so demonstrative and said, you know, guys, I really just wonder if he's ever going to rise to be the face of Major League Baseball if he has to use an interpreter and English isn't a language that he speaks when we're talking about marketing, advertising, everything else. If he asked it in that way, I don't think it's controversial. But when you're yelling into a camera that this guy is, you're never going to be anything, you're not going to be the face because you use an interpreter, it sounds worse than the merit of what he's actually saying.
I agree entirely with what you said, Chad. I also wonder this, and this is something that bugs me about Stephen A. Smith and people with his level of platform. And I think, if we were having this conversation, we would have gone and done the homework on this. Is Ohtani intending to learn English? Is he attempting to learn English? He's only been here 2 years. So he's kind of presuming that he's not.
Well, there are videos of him speaking English. But Paul, I mean, you say that Manu Ginobili should speak better English at this point of his career, or with the Spurs. I mean, what you're saying there is not any different than what Stephen A. Smith is saying now, as far as marketability and what you're wanting to hear from a star athlete.
Well, as I said, I agree with what Chad said and what your opening premise, that it's about the delivery more than anything. But also, like, when you just get on there and scream about it and you don't provide any of the context, like, he makes it sound like this guy absolutely isn't trying or doesn't have the intention.
You're
and
saying
I think
he may be learning right now for all we know.
Right.
He won't need an interpreter.
There are a lot of guys who speak English and do press conferences in Spanish on purpose to avoid things.
Sammy Sosa.
Right. And there are other guys who work diligently to try to learn English as best as they can, as fast as they can, to make themselves more marketable and to make themselves, for lack of a better term, fit in a way that is more accommodating to the environment around them, whether that's their obligation or not, because they feel that's the way to go, or their representatives do. Stephen A. Smith didn't touch on that.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time Outkick 360 goes live. We are live weekdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, right here across the Outkick network. And while you're at it, like this video and let us know what you think in the comments below.